To me, two of the worst things that have ever happened to humanity, and I say this all the time, and they're kind of intertwined too, is racism and religion. And those two things will never, no matter what the fuck we do, be able to reverse the damages of those. So what we can do right now is to contain it, is to address it, is to make as much difference with it as we possibly can. So sacrilege is basically a blatant head-on conversation about what that is. It's the beginning of that dialogue for me. Having first-hand experience with the damages of like religion, for example, my family is Christian. My mom is a preacher. All our family, all of my family, they're Christians, right? So it's from me being a critical thinker, questioning things, studying my history, trying to figure out what spirituality means, where I came from, what happened to my ancestors, and then seeing like, ugh, this shit don't make no fucking sense. Like, how can I adhere to a religion that was used to hurt me, hurt my people, hurt my ancestors? My ancestors stood up against that for me to go sit in a fucking church and worship. Like, what the fuck? Like, if they were adhering to that religion, you know what I mean, that was forced upon them and was used to punish them, I would not have been here. So it's mind-boggling to me when I see black people coming at me, which was happening on my social media recently about Christianity. Like, nigga, what? Do you know what this did to us? Do you know what this is still fucking doing to us? Do you know what this was used to do to your people? Like, if it was that we were supposed to have been good Christians, like the Bible said, we would not have been here right now. It was because we revolted and went against a lot of what was taught to us while we could be here, you know? But I have something to say about that though. Why isn't it like a conscious effort to make sure that you train your mind to see those faces? But isn't it programmed in us to, when we pray and we think about God, it's so embedded in our subconscious and our conscious mind that we see this white Jesus? Be honest. Like, I was thinking about that last night, every time you kneel to pray, or you think of praying, or you think of, oh God, don't you see this image in your head? That's the thing. So when people hear sacrilege, they're immediately outraged because they automatically think that I mean to say that I don't believe in God, or this is to say that God isn't real, or I'm dissing your God. No, what I'm addressing is the fact that my spirituality, the heritage of my spirituality from my ancestors, were replaced by this. Why was it so? What is it that connects me to really who I am? This clearly isn't it. What is it that connects me to who I am? And let's start that self-discovery again. I'm not saying, okay, God isn't real, or, you know, fuck your God, or fuck your religion, or whatever. I'm saying, okay, let's critically think about this for a moment. This has caused so much divide. This has hurt us so badly. What is spirituality in the middle of this? Spirituality is what they took and they tampered with it and then caused division among us. So my idea of spirituality is connecting to my real ancestral history, finding out who I am, discovering myself within this spiritual sphere of things. You know what I mean? And not connecting that to religion. Spirituality and religion are two completely different things. They have absolutely nothing to do with each other. Somebody decided to take this and figure they could control people with it and made it so. My spirituality does not exist within religion. You know what I mean? And it's time for us to discover ourselves outside of these things. Yeah, like when you study the history of I didn't even like that term, the native people, the Mayans and the Egyptians. You want to tell me that these people go ahead to erase the history of these people to replace it with yours, and you're so upset that I'm rejecting that and I'm not readily accepting that, like, hey, this is my identity, I identify with this. They destroyed our history to the point where we struggle to really know who we are fully, if you really think about it. And that shit bothers me tremendously. You know what I mean? That we struggle because our history is so erased. Like, Man, I don't know. That's my thing. That's what is it that we do to make a difference for kids? You know what I mean? The generation that we give birth through us, because that's what it is when you become parents. You know, you give birth to a whole generation through one person. What difference are you going to make for that generation? So you become selfless now, you become teachers and you become nurturers. What is it that you're going to do to honor your ancestors who made a difference for you? You know what I mean? We got to keep correcting it until we get a little bit closer. You see, that's dope that you said that, and that's why religion was so important, because that's because we're such passionate people and our spirituality means so much to us. So they tied that to that. And then that's how it was easy for us to be controlled. And until we see that, then we're still being controlled. Like they can't fuck with us physically or when we unite, but they gotta figure out psychological ways to manipulate us. And that was a diabolically genius way of controlling us, confusing our spirituality with religions.